Tonight, a truck driver was murdered in Belmopan while he was making deliveries. And Belize's foreign minister comments on the kidnapping of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, except he doesn't call it a kidnapping. And the BTL acquisition of Smart and 3 cable companies is days away from completion. It's a big deal. So why is Cabinet in the dark? We asked Senior Minister Fonseca. Plus, American Northwest University. It's a U.S. medical school in Belmopan, but tonight, its Belizean students are in limbo. You'll hear from one of them. Also, we'll show you the ambitious city project to replace over 300 manholes. Oh, we've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
What happens when one person decides to make a change? In communities across Belize, we're seeing the answer.
Hi, I'm Kayla Norris. I love being outside and surrounded by nature. When I heard about the national cleanup, I signed up right away. I don't litter, and I help clean up Belize, one piece of trash at a time.
It starts with one choice, one moment, one step towards something better. Across our beautiful country, everyday heroes are making a difference. In just one day, nearly 2,000 volunteers collected over 40,000 pounds of garbage. From local groups to national partners, Belizeans are uniting to protect what we love. Every cleanup, every piece of properly disposed waste, every conversation, it all creates a ripple effect. But we can't just continue to clean up after everybody's mess. Let's prevent it and be proactive, not reactive. Because remember, our Belize, our responsibility. Bini.
Oh, yo, what's up, bro? Just Western Union mom's a little money using DigiWallet. Uncle in the States pays me too. Same app using DigiWallet. Bro, this is too easy. I can do this from anywhere. No lines, no hassle, just easy. All right, gotta run, bro. Take it easy.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
A safer Belize begins with all of us, and the Belize Police Department is taking bold steps to build that future together. The new 2025-2029 Crime Control and Crime Prevention Strategy is transforming policing from the ground up, reforming practices, rebuilding trust, and strengthening accountability. With investments in modern technology, upgraded infrastructure, and smart data-driven tools, officers will respond faster, work smarter, and endeavor to keep communities safer. This plan puts community partnership at its core. It will require more engagement, result in more transparency, and introduce new programs that support our youth, prevent violence, and promote second chances. From fighting gang violence and illegal firearms to confronting emerging threats like cybercrime, the BPD is building stronger, smarter, more specialized teams to protect every Belizean. And with enhanced training and leadership development, our officers are better prepared than ever to serve with integrity and professionalism. The Belize Police Department is rebuilding, reforming, and renewing its commitment to you. Together, we can create a safer, stronger Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
There was a shooting at rush hour this evening on a much-trafficked street in Belmopan. Just after 5, a driver for Caribbean Chicken, Mark Anthony Gabriel, was killed during a robbery in front of Sunny City Supermarket on Mountain View Boulevard. In what appears to be a robbery gone bad, Gabriel was shot in the head after he locked himself in the vehicle when the assailants approached him. We'll have more on this story as information becomes available. It's been 4 days since Nicolas Maduro and his wife were kidnapped by the U.S. He was taken to New York, where he was arraigned on narco-terrorism charges. But what is Belize's true position? On Monday, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a very moderate statement that said, quote, "We call on all parties to exercise restraint, to respect international law, and to engage in a constructive dialogue to resolve the crisis in Venezuela within the framework of international law," end quote. Today, the foreign minister took it a small step forward, stating that Belize rejects any attempt at exercising domination over other countries. He also added that they've been monitoring the situation along with CARICOM and SICA.
Belize, as you know, for several months, we've been monitoring this situation along with our regional partners, both in CARICOM and in SICA, and the wider Latin America as well. So Belize has consistently said, listen, we are concerned about the military buildup in the Caribbean Sea. We want to ensure that the Caribbean remains a zone of peace. So obviously we are very, very concerned about the events that took place over the last few days, where you had the U.S. military and other operatives of the United States government going into Venezuela and detaining and capturing both President Maduro and his wife and taking them back to the United States. We have engaged with CARICOM and SICA to discuss our collective response to this matter. That is ongoing. But obviously, Belize is very, very concerned. Small states like Belize have a vested interest in a global order that respects international law, that respects multilateralism, that respects the UN Charter. We rely on those principles for our very existence. So it's very, very important for small states like Belize to make it very clear that we reject any efforts, any attempts, any actions aimed at eroding those fundamental principles of respect for international law, of respect for sovereignty, respect for territorial integrity, because those are the basis on which small states are able to grow and survive. We reject any efforts, any actions aimed at, any country exercising domination over any region of the world, over any other country. That is not in the interest, we think, of the global world order. It's not in the interest of peace. It's not in the interest of economic development. So certainly that is Belize's position.
But was Belize restrained in its statement because of intimidation from the U.S.? Is the government simply trying to stay in good standing with the global superpower? And what do the U.S.'s actions mean for Belize, with Guatemala's claim hanging over its head? Well, here's what Fonseca said.
Yeah, well, again, it's not a question of what's to be gained by saying certain things. It's about, Belize making it very clear, as I have said today, and as we said in our statement, that we are concerned about the developments. We are going to work with our partners to ensure that there is a proper response to what is taking place. And at the end of the day, what we want is to ensure that the future of Venezuela is decided by the Venezuelan people. So we want to ensure that there's a return as quickly as possible to some constitutional order in Venezuela. And we're going to work through whatever means available to ensure that we add our voice to that effort, to ensure that Venezuela is respected, the sovereignty of Venezuela is respected, and the future of Venezuela is determined by the will of the Venezuelan people.
You're not calling for Maduro's return and viewing it as a kidnapping?
I mean, no, we that, again, that is something that will have to be determined. We have not been presented with any evidence to support the allegations that have been made against Mr. Maduro and his wife. So Belize, we are not in a position to comment on those things.
What's your reaction to Trump's policy? One of his policy advisors who stated, we live in a real world that is governed by strength, by force, governed by power, especially in regards to us being claimed by a much more powerful nation, Guatemala.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I was making, that we, Belize, we have to always reject any effort, any attempts to return to this global order where, as I said, economic power, military power determines, whether or not you are able to do things. That is not in the interest of Belize. That is not in the interest of any of our CARICOM partners or Central American partners. We are small states, so we rely on a global order, as I keep saying, that respects international law, respects sovereignty, respects territorial integrity. And as you rightly pointed out, Belize is in a unique position because we have a claim, an unfounded claim, but we have a claim nonetheless by a much larger neighbor with a much larger economy and a much larger military than Belize. So we have to be very, very clear about ensuring that we reject any suggestion that military power or economic power gives you somehow the right to do what you want and to exercise control over any other region or any other country.
And while Belize is towing the line between its two allies, the USA and Venezuela, it is also concerned for Taiwan and the threats they now face from China. But while Belize has condemned China's claim over Taiwan and aligned itself with Taiwan's right to self-determination, it has not condemned the US's actions in Venezuela. The media asked Fonseca about the stark contrast.
Those are very important issues. Certainly, we condemn Taiwan is our ally and our friend. In this case, we have, as you all know, we have very good relations with both countries, Venezuela and the United States of America. So we try to work with both of them. We try to understand their position. They have offered some explanations for what they are doing in Venezuela. So it's not a question of condemning. It's a question of how do we resolve the current situation and how do we move forward to ensure, as I keep saying, that the will of the Venezuelan people prevails in terms of the future of Venezuela.
And while Belizean students in Taiwan are monitoring the situation, what about those who attend universities in Venezuela? Fonseca confirmed that they're safely at home.
I think we had, my understanding is we had about 5 students who were studying in Venezuela in different fields. I think most of them were on scholarships from Venezuela, some full scholarships, some partial scholarships. But all 5 students, because of the events over the last few months, we were in discussion with them and in contact with them, our ambassador, Annie Lou Burns. And so they all came to Belize over the Christmas holidays, and they're all here in Belize, safely in Belize, and will not be returning to Venezuela until, we are comfortable that it is, safe for them to go back.
According to sources, BTL is in the final stages of completing its acquisition of SpeedNet, Smart, as well as the country's 3 largest cable networks, Centaur, Central Television and Internet, and Southern Cable Network. The acquisition package, which sources say will cost the company upwards of $150 million, will establish BTL as a national telecoms and cable monopoly. BTL is a majority state-owned private company, and questions have arisen because the 9-figure acquisition has not yet been taken to the BTL Board of Directors for input, review, or approval, sources tell us. Additionally, it has not been taken to Cabinet for its input, even as the acquisition could have a significant political effect. Today, Senior Minister Francis Fonseca said he knows nothing of it.
Certainly, that issue has not been brought up to Cabinet. So I would not know anything about that. It certainly has not been discussed in Cabinet to date.
We've also been told that the board has not been consulted, even though the period of gestation of this deal has been ongoing. What do you make of this, the fact that, it's sort of happening in the dark?
I really can't comment because I don't know. I don't know if you're saying that's the fact. I don't know that to be a fact. I would think that the board would be consulted and that the board would be apprised of the developments if in fact those developments are taking place. So I wouldn't be able to comment beyond that. I can speak, as I said, in terms of Cabinet. We certainly have not been, any information on this issue has not been shared with us.
If this deal comes through, then it creates a monopoly, wherein it was the PUP government who initially broke up the monopoly, giving licenses to both SpeedNet and I think Intelco, way back when. So what do you make of it that we might now have another monopoly in the telecommunications sector?
Well, you're asking me to speculate. I mean, as I said, I have no information on this matter. Um, you know, I imagine at some point the matter will be shared. If it in fact happens, there will be some discussion in cabinet. Once I get that information and I understand what is being proposed, obviously I will be in a better position to offer a comment. But at this time, I have absolutely no information.
And while he has no information, most in the business sector know that the Prime Minister's family stands to benefit substantially. They own Centaur Cable as well as an estimated 20% of SpeedNet and a reported 50% of Southern Cable Network. Those holdings could net them sales proceeds in the tens of millions of dollars in this single transaction. No coherent public explanation for the acquisition has been offered, and we are told neither has any been given to the BTL Board of Directors. But the principals have told sources that there is no lump sum payment, and the acquisition will be financed through additional revenue earned by BTL as it takes over the company's customer base. On the other side, questions have been raised about the multiple conflicts of interest arising. One of the primary beneficiaries of the sale is the Prime Minister's family-owned business. The Prime Minister also appointed the BTL chairman to the board as well as the supermajority of board members, either directly or indirectly. Third, the BTL chairman, Markelm Lizarraga, is the brother of the owner of CTI Cable, Pedro Lizarraga. Fourth, the Prime Minister also appoints the members of the Public Utilities Commission, which regulates the utility sector. He also appoints the members of the Belize Broadcasting Authority, which oversees the cable industry. It is unclear at this time what due diligence assessment will be presented to the BTL board, but according to our sources, no independent valuation of the phone and cable companies was done by an international economic consultant like NERA, which recently valued the Fortis dams for the government of Belize before it acquired them. It's been 7 days since the former Ombudsman Gilbert Swaza demitted office after his contract was not renewed. There is speculation that the reason for the non-renewal is that Swaza recommended that the AG release information on how much the government paid to Marine Chambers and Courtney and Coy law firms. But today, Minister Fonseca said that the government is not obligated to renew his contract after his tenure is over. He added that before the end of the month, a new ombudsman should be appointed.
I don't know where, people came to the conclusion that these things are automatically renewed. I don't know where that came from. Why is it that, you have the honor and privilege of serving as the ombudsman for, 4 years or I don't know the term. The ombudsman is a man, a good friend of mine. I like him, I respect him. But none of us have any right to any position. He served, I think he served well, and he did his job. So I think the government's view was, he did his job. It's time to get someone else to carry out that function. I don't see that there's any obligation to renew a contract.
But now the office remains empty because there's no succession plan in place.
Man, please, I know you're young, but you seem to, just check with Jules. You remember under the UDP administration, we didn't have an ombudsman, I think, for 2 years. 2 years. We didn't have an integrity commission for 2 or 3 years. We didn't have a contractor general for years. We seem to have forgotten these things. An ombudsman will be appointed very shortly. We've had the Christmas break. His contract came to an end the end of December. It's the 7th of January. It's been 1 week that we don't have an ombudsman. I can assure you that probably before the end of the month, we will have an ombudsman in place. That should not be an issue.
We'll take a first break now. When we come back, we'll tell you about the American Medical University in Belmopan that has left Belizean students in limbo tonight. We'll talk to one of them. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
B-Bucks can be transferred to and from your B-Bucks accounts. It's fast, easy, and convenient.
Download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy.
B-Bucks, rewarding loyalty.
Need to submit your sickness benefit claim online and have a physical medical certificate? Here's how you can do it. First, go to ssbportal.org.bz and log into your My Social Security account. Next, on your dashboard, click Benefits and choose Forms. Review the requirements, then click Continue to proceed. Click Apply under Sickness Benefit to start your claim. Review and confirm your banking information. If it is not correct, select No and follow the steps to update your banking details. If your banking information is correct, select Yes. Next, if your illness is not related to an injury at work, select No and proceed to upload your medical certificate. Select your claim period and confirm your employer details. Read the declarations and click each to agree. Click Submit and you're done. A confirmation email will be sent to you. Your employer will also receive an email with your claim details and a request for your salary information. If needed, submit your sickness benefit claim online and receive real-time status updates.
Name me 3 tongues in country, I believe.
2 tongues? Oh, tongue.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see
This is the map of Belize.
Fire, reef, and blue hole.
Can anyone volunteer to fight?
I see skies of blue.
We want you to see what it is your parents do, how hard they work for you.
Bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night.
Uncle Cordell.
To myself.
I do want chocolate, right? It's fun many times. Lots of work.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
It was marketed as a U.S. medical school in Belize, but tonight American Northwest University School of Medicine is at the center of a growing controversy. And tonight, students who've invested time and money into the program aren't sure if the school will continue to operate. Our newsroom has obtained exclusive audio recordings, spoken to affected students, and gotten an interview with the Minister of Education. Jaleesa Roberts has the story.
With widespread uncertainty about their educational future, this is the ominous voice message that the students of American Northwest University received a few weeks ago.
Good morning, students. This is Dr. Shaw. Please, if any news agency or anybody reaches you, I don't know, you guys have no idea. I don't know, have nothing, the situation. If you have no proof or anything, you are not allowed to put me in the legal battle or the school, and your all certification, whatever you own, will be invalid. Once the name of the school gets bad, people will rest of your life say that school, that certification, whatever you own is from a bad school. Unfortunately, if you don't have anything to do, you're not gonna open your mouth. You wanna put me first in danger, in trouble, and my name will be all over. Then I am the one who was trying to find a way for you guys, right? Understand? So please do not. News agencies try to say, oh, a student approached me or somebody like that, gonna be sued big time. And I'll be the first person in the front. My name comes and everything. It's very dangerous. It's not nice, okay? If you don't know anything, please do not talk about it.
And what they don't know is if their education and the money it cost have gone to waste. Belizean students enrolled at the Belmopan-based American Northwest University School of Medicine have not returned to classes this semester. Not because of a scheduled break, but because the future of the institution itself appears uncertain. The concern intensified after Dean, Dr. Mohammed Khamis, was charged in the U.S. state of Illinois with more than $1 million in Medicaid and Medicare fraud. Since then, school operations have been put on a very uncertain pause, the culmination of a troubling pattern. One student, who asked to remain anonymous, spoke to us via phone and asked that we distort her voice.
Yes, there are multiple occasions to question the credibility, and every time the director would come in and assure us that nothing is wrong. Just before school was closed, when all the students were aware that the staff was not getting paid, all students were worried and we had a lot of concerns at school. And he called a meeting and told us that everything was okay and reassured us that nothing was wrong with the institution.
For this student, the fear is twofold. First, whether the school will shut down. Second, whether the years already invested and the cost will amount to anything at all. Her family's financial sacrifice of semester's tuition plus a minimum of approximately $800 may now be in vain. She entered ANU straight out of high school. That's almost 3 years of tuition, rent, food, transportation, and utilities. And tonight, No clarity on whether her credits can transfer anywhere.
I'm a bit frustrated and confused because I have nothing, no degree. People my age have an associate's degree by now, but because I went straight to ANU, I have nothing, and then it's like I have to start over because they're telling us that no school will even accept the transcript, not that they even want to provide a transcript for us. So I always wanted to be a doctor, but because of this pushback, it has me thinking if I still want to pursue medicine, because I really have to start over. And that was like 3 years of my life. Well, I haven't completed the 3 years, but 2 years that I wasted, and I don't know what to do for ya. I really don't know. I've been sitting looking at applications, but that's me starting over all over again.
The Ministry of Education is aware of the situation and had a Zoom meeting with the students today. This case raises questions about the institutions that we allow to open in our country. And this one even got an endorsement from the Belmopan City Council in 2021. That can only be approved by the ministry itself.
It's something that we've been discussing at the Ministry of Education. We're very concerned, and I have been very concerned about some of these offshore medical schools. We have to be concerned because, there are allegations, that, there are things happening at some of these institutions that we need to look into. So that is being done. I have directed the Ministry of Education to sit down with these people to look at what is taking place, to make sure that all of our questions and concerns are being addressed. It's not just the Ministry of Education. We put together a team that includes foreign affairs, immigration, and I think as well home affairs, to have a discussion so that we can address the concerns that are being expressed.
What would happen to these students who are mostly Belizean? We have at least one parent complaining to us that it's a waste of their time and money. Her daughter was going into her 3rd year.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I know one of the institutions has some students, has Belizean students. For the most part, all of the others have foreign nationals who are their students. These schools were really not set up for Belizeans. So, I don't know when Belizeans started attending these schools and on whose advice they started attending these schools. We certainly provide no support to any students attending these schools, and that is the policy of the Ministry of Education. But yes, when these schools have a charter, there are certain obligations that come with that charter. And if those terms, the terms of the charter are being violated, we have a duty and responsibility to address it. And that's what we're doing.
For students, uncertainty remains. No transcripts, no assurances, and no clear pathway forward. Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
And in a statement this afternoon, the Ministry of Education revealed that the Charter for American Northwest University School of Medicine expired in June 2024. The release states that there was no renewal, primarily because the institution did not meet the required terms and conditions for the charter renewal. MOE has commenced direct engagement with approximately 25 students who are being affected and has offered guidance for them to be able to explore available options to ensure the continuity of their studies with minimal academic disruption. As part of these efforts, the MOESCT has initiated discussions with the University of Belize Medical School, quote, to facilitate a seamless transition for affected students who wish to continue their studies. Tonight, an 8-year-old Hopkins villager is recovering after he was knocked down by a motorcycle. On Tuesday afternoon, Jazari Benedict was knocked down as he played with other children in front of his school. His mom told us via phone that the injuries he sustained nearly cost him the ability to walk again. But he is now at home, slowly recovering. Here's what she told us on the phone call today.
So me and my mom, we got into the ambulance. The ambulance took us to Dangria. The nurse saw his foot. There was a big, the nurse saw his foot. They did about 12 to 15 stitches. The nurse had informed me that there was a tissue, which she showed me that there was a wet tissue showing in the kid foot, and she said that if the tissue had been touched or damaged, that the kid wouldn't walk again. He got head injuries, which he got about 2 stitches. His back has a scrape. I believe that the cycle had when I don't know. Well, he had scrape on his back and on his face is swell, and on his toes it has scrape as well. So I believe the young man had skid on his back as well, because he has scrape on his back.
The driver of the cycle, Kian Janelle Martinez, has since been charged with negligent grievous harm, drove motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, using a motor vehicle not covered by third-party risk insurance, and drove motor vehicle without due care and attention. Those who wish to assist the family with their medical bills can contact the mother at 653-3748. We finished the first week of January and still no date has been announced for the opening of the cane crop in the north. And of course, that is because the sugar cane industry is facing what can only be called an existential crisis, with fusarium infection and climate change severely impacting cane supply. And that's the backdrop of an unusual prelude to the cane season, where the Belize Sugar Cane Farmers Association and ASR-BSI today signed an addendum extending the current commercial agreement for another year. Now, that's a change because for the past few years, well, before the start of the cane crop, the two sides have been at war over the commercial agreement. But we are told the cane farmers may have gotten a little more than a spoonful of sugar to make this one go down, and so they have signed for another year, which also implies this year's crop will have a regular start. A release from ASR-BSI says, quote, "This extension will facilitate a smooth start to the 2026 crop season slated to begin later this month." Last night we told you about the issue at the sprawling Maya Ranch in the Caillou district, where squatting, illegal logging, and gunplay have made for a volatile mix. It has also brought into focus the larger issue of illegal logging, which is penetrating Belize's forested areas. Jaleesa Roberts looks at the issues and misconceptions around the growing problem.
Illegal logging. It's a chronic and persistent problem for law enforcement and property owners. According to the Forestry Department, illegal logging continues to demand significant time and resources, with officers responding to reports across the country, and clamping down on these overtime criminals has been a task. How hard has it been for you guys to clamp down on this illegal logging situation countrywide?
It has taken a lot of energy and time, a lot of time from my guys. In fact, the 24th of December night, we were out following a report of illegal logging. The 31st of December, we were out dealing with illegal logging issues. What has happened is traditionally people think that because there's a long holiday, we won't be working. That has changed. With the support of the Transport Department and the Police Department, we now have eyes out there, even if it is not the Forest Department that is out there.
All eyes, but many times, not even that is enough, because illegal logging happens deep in the interior by a large cast of local and regional bad actors.
That myth about people who are not Belizeans doing more logging than others is a lie. Everybody from all walks of Belizean life have been caught doing illegal logging. And I am saying all the way up north to all the way down south in the communities, Creole, Mennonite, immigrants, everybody. It's not a cultural thing. Everybody seems to think that they have a right to cut a tree down without having to come to the department. So we've seen it. It's not a one group of people doing it. The group of people are the illegal loggers, and that includes everybody.
That's a lot for a forestry department to contend with, and That's why they are asking the public to help safeguard finite resources.
We are also out there, and we have a hotline now, the 610-1524 number, that people have been using a lot, which helps us because it's WhatsApp, so you don't need to have credit on your phone to call us. You can send us pictures, location, voice messages. It is safe, it is secure. We don't let anybody know who is sending us that information. In fact, there's only one person that receives that message, and they're the person who deals with enforcement. So anybody that has or thinks there's an illegal activity going on, and it doesn't have to be with lumber.
Delisa Roberts, 7 News.
In addition to illegal logging, commonly misunderstood forestry infractions include non-timber forest products like illegally cutting pimento, bay leaf, bush sticks, clearing mangroves, or a forest officer asking for a bribe. A 13-year-old girl has reported to police that she was sexually assaulted on 2 separate occasions by a male family friend in Orange Walk Town. The minor, accompanied by her mother, visited the Orange Walk police station on Monday to file the complaint. The child detailed 2 alleged incidents involving the suspect, whom she described as a family friend. The first incident occurred sometime in 2025, and the second allegedly took place more recently on Saturday, January 3rd. The child stated that while returning home with family members, the accused approached her and asked her to go to his house to get something for her mother. When she refused, the man reportedly got behind her, placed a cloth smelling of alcohol over her nose and mouth, and caused her to lose consciousness. Upon regaining consciousness, the victim stated she found herself lying face up on a bed in the suspect's house with her short pants pulled down. She immediately dressed and fled the residence. The child did not disclose the assault to anyone immediately, but confided in her mother in the early hours of Monday morning. Police have interviewed the child in the presence of her mother and a social worker. She was subsequently taken for a medical examination, which confirmed that she had been molested. No person has been detained as of the latest update. 47-year-old Canadian man tonight is critical, and a 19-year-old Belizean has been charged for lashing him across the head. It happened during a violent altercation on Kikaka on Sunday evening. Investigations revealed that a dispute inside a residence involving 19-year-old Nelbert Koch Jr. and 52-year-old Idelso Acosta escalated when Acosta reportedly swung a machete at Koch. Chalk then threw a 2x4 plank at Acosta, which missed him and struck Stanford as he was exiting the house. Police responded and found Charles Sanford bleeding from his ear and forehead with swelling to his head. Sanford was treated at the Kikaka Health Center and later transported to the KHMH in Belize City in a critical but stable condition. Both men were detained, and on January 6, police formally charged Chuck Jr. with use of deadly means of harm and dangerous harm. After the break, we'll tell you about the ambitious municipal project to repair more than 300 broken drain covers. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Champion security, champion security, champion security. Yeah, yeah. Your security is our business, so we gonna protect you like a champion, like a champion.
Guess what, Mr. Handsome? Yeah, over there, Champion Security. This is the place to be. What does sign say? Champion Security. Here at Champion Security, we provide quality service. You know why? Such as triology lock, fire alarm, IP camera system, gate operator, biometric lock, and alarm system. Champion Security. Make a go check out where they go on inside of Champion Security. And boy, nice to meet you, my brother. Tell me a little bit more about Champion Security.
Well, welcome, Mr. Hanson. Here at Champion Security, we offer fire system, alarm system, camera system, gate operator, access control, and also trilogy locks and magnetic locks. Everything you need to do with security systems for residential and businesses, you could find everything here at Champion Security. We also consist of 12 technicians, and we offer technical support 24 hours. So anything you need for your security systems, you could find everything here at Champion Security.
Remember, guys, here at Champion Security, we live by our motto, where your safe stay is our business. Give us a call now. Don't forget to check us on Facebook, Instagram, and all the social media platforms. And continue to shake it to the max all the way. Champion Security, the best place to be. We care for your safety.
You wanna rent it? It's not a problem. We got remote gate.
Indian restaurant located at 148 Mutong Barracks Road in Belize City, saying great authentic Indian cuisine. More space, a VIP area, and better ambience. Visit them at their new location or place your order via WhatsApp to 614-667. Restaurant. Come enjoy a true Indian experience.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
If you're not paying attention as you walk through the city, you can easily fall into an uncovered drain. It's a major urban hazard and the City Council is trying to do something about it. But it's not easy because hundreds of them are broken and it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. The covers have varying dimensions. Jo Marie Lanza spoke with their works manager today and he told us more about what they will be doing these next few months.
There are gaping holes in the city sidewalks, and many of them have been closed off with caution tape to prevent pedestrians from falling in. And as of last year, the City Council has devised a project to properly cover these manholes, all 300 and counting.
The slogan that I had for it is no open holes, no excuses. So what we're doing is we're doing a mass project where we set out teams to map the city and locate and identify all the missing manhole covers and the damaged ones that we find. The total count is not specific, but up to date, the ones that we have mapped out and caution is about 320 and counting. So we still have more missing. They get damaged daily and some are even stolen, right? So the count now that we have caution of is about the 320 that I said.
A previous City Hall administration had attempted to do the same, but faced numerous challenges in manufacturing the correctly sized cover for each manhole. They're all different sizes, but the council's work manager has come up with a solution to this.
What we're doing too is I'm changing a bit when it comes to the design of the manhole covers. Naturally, the sizes is a factor because traditionally they were done with many different sizes. The most standard size would be the 19 3/4 by 27 inches. So let's say for average 20 by 30. And with that, the spacing of the rebars, which is number 3 bars, is spaced at about 8 to 10 inches. So I minimize the spacing, making it about 4 to 6 inches. So it's a bit more structurally sound and it should hold up a bit better. Our goal is for this year is to complete all the manhole covers. We're 7 days into the new year and we have completed 32 manhole cover that has been produced already.
It takes 7 days to make 10 manhole covers once the curing process is complete. Leslie is confident that they will be able to seal off all the manholes, but he stresses that they need the public to cooperate and not tamper with them.
I do ask that the resident exercise a bit more civic pride, like other countries within the region. This is because we've noticed that the metal manhole covers, they have been stolen and sold for scrap metals. The wooden one have been removed, and sometimes the concrete one, they use it for driveways into their property. What we're doing is that we're adding a bit more. There's a ratio that we use to mix the concrete. We're increasing a bit more when it comes to the cement so that we have a stronger compressive strength. And with the rebars, we're adding a bit more steel so it has more tensile strength. Naturally, the concrete manhole covers that we get, we try to get them to about 4,000 PSI minimum, and that would be able to hold about 32 persons standing on it. However, I just want to make clear that manhole covers are for the sidewalk, so it's for pedestrian only, not for vehicles, and it's breaking of the regulations and the law for a vehicle to be parked on them. We have a lot of instances where that happens. To call out these areas, I label them as high damage area, and that's Freetown and Water Lane. Specifically, Freetown, where when it comes to Lychee Restaurant, a lot of people park on this side. Not only them, but delivery trucks. What we have done, if you pass here right now, you'll see caution tape and rebars up, and it has deterred people from parking there.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
Joseph Budna spent the Christmas and New Year's holidays still in a Guatemala city prison because back in Belize, no one has been charged for his kidnapping. But while surveillance footage clearly showed him being carried away by law enforcement personnel, that video was leaked to 7 News. But the question of whether the surveillance videos should have simply been released by the department is still one being asked. And yesterday, the media sought an opinion from the former compol.
I would not comment on that, Marisol. That is a matter for the Commissioner of Police to deal with, to decide whether or not he believes the footage should be released to the public. And so I'll leave it at that.
But it should be released to the DPP, correct?
I would want to think if the DPP do get a file, the file should be accompanied by the video footage, yes.
And how does the former compol feel about his murder count for 2024 being bested by his successor in 2025? Well, he said that was the plan all along.
Well, I would be extremely happy if that is the case, but I must also say that I handed over on the 1st of May of this year, and when I handed over, crime was on a downward trend. If a matter of fact, the murder count was 7 below the previous year figure, which is 2024. And I expected that the year would have been a better year. At the end of the day, the thing is that we had put in place a policing plan, a policing strategy, of which the current commissioner was a part of the drafting of that policing plan. And I would have expected that the police would have carried through with that plan throughout the year, and that was done. So with all that we have done from 2019 up to when I demitted office, the stage has been set in such a way that the country should see a downward trend in crime, so long as the plan that we put in place were to be followed. And so I just hope that they continue along the path that we had started. And if that is done, then certainly we should continue to see more success. I wish I would see a year where the country would record no murder at all. I would be so happy because that is what we want. A life saved is a huge gain to not just the family, but to the country.
But since Williams has left the department, his focus is now on improving the Ministry of Transport. And he explained that by mid-2026, we should see moves from the National Bus Company, and those who have signed up will either become stakeholders or cash out. He told us more about the options they presented to the bus operators.
Our ministry continued to work on that. The minister is the point person on that, and so he would speak on it more. But I will just go to the extent of saying a few things. We have gone through the auditing process where all the operators who had agreed to be a part of the process to be audited, the auditors have completed their audit. We have brought in the operators individually, presented to them the audited report of their company, so they see what their company value is. Following that, they were given one of three options. Option one, let's say hypothetically their company is valued at $250,000. They can say, I don't want to do nothing more with bus operations. I want to be out. So what will happen then is that they'll be paid off. And whatever assets that they have as a part of their bus operation then becomes the property of the national company. So they'll be paid off and they go about their business. Option two, they can say, okay, of the $250,000 my company value, I want $125,000 cash out, and the other $125,000 I will invest in the new company in buying shares. So they become a shareholder of the new company. Or option three, they can have a hybrid, and they can say, okay, of the $250,000 that I have in the company, now option three would be they can say, of the $250,000 I have in the company, I will invest all of that into the new company. So take my entire $250,000 and use it. I will buy shares in a new company. So that's the third option. Majority of the operators who were audited agreed to continue to be a part of the new company. In other words, they chose either the hybrid option or the other option where they take all their shares and all the value and buy shares into the new companies. Those operators who chose not to be a part of the company will be allowed, as we have said before, to continue to operate alongside the new company.
One man's new year will start a little bit better than expected as he won $25,000 playing a scratch ticket he purchased from Tau Tau Supermarket. When we spoke with the winner, he said it will go towards paying off his loan as well as school fees for his son.
When I scratch it and I say that all this win, I'm in disbelief. I'm one of it actually correct. I double check it. I called that China said I thought the scanner they don't. So therefore I drive to the office. After I wait for a while, the boss come out and then he check it for me and he tell me that I win.
What was your reaction?
Still in disbelief. I never had win something so big. Normally the most I ever win per gambling now $100, $150 per Bolido. And then I just decided for buy scratch since last month, right before Christmas.
So you come up big?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
Well, I pay off my little loan where I got and then pay off my son tuition for UB. I see the 4 symbol right there, so. And it did on now.
Once you get them 4 symbol, you win.
Yeah, once you make a straight line. But then this is the diagonal. This is for the 25,000 and all the symbols they don't have. So when I scratch it, the last one I know scratched, I'm the flag, this one here. That one long here. When I say that, I say, can't. When I scratch it good, I scrape off the whole thing good and I say, that he not. So I just decided I'm going to beat and I get ready and I got out of the office.
And that's all we have for you for tonight. Thanks for watching with your news. I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook or YouTube pages. Have a pleasant evening. Join me back here tomorrow night at the same time. Don't go away.